seeing some green shield stamps, but she was absolutely fanatic about those. And
We've
was
been talking about green shield.
You were talking about it. There we go. I knew there was something specially significant about the green shield stamps. Have you still got a pair of shoes or an item of clothing of his still?
I have a jacket.
Okay, you still got his jacket, and this is going back a long time. This is, and
A
he just
long
says
time.
you have very vivid dreams. I want to say as well, because she's saying to me that you dream of her, and you've had very vivid dreams. And she says you have a dream of being left alone as well. There's been a dreams of being left alone, of being left on a street or something. It looks like I've been left somewhere. I can't get the car. I've got something like this. She's telling me about your dreams. She says that that is partly emotional, but it's this like a feeling of abandonment, you know. And she said that is partly, I was there, but I was witnessing your dream that you were having. It was like a lucid dream. And she was witnessing the dream you were having, but I was witnessing that and seeing the way you had that emotional feeling. She's going, woohoo! Because I feel that it's about time, you know. It's like, she tells me you're also quite interested in astrology.
Yes, I'm doing astrology. Yes, exactly.
Studying astrology.
Yeah,
she had a habit of rubbing her hands like this, didn't she too? Was this a habit she had all the time? She'd go get her doing that and like to do this as well with things. So and although she's a comfortable build lady, I feel that she would like to jump or dance around quite a lot. I don't know. I'm seeing her bouncing around. So she was quite a big lady, but very agile, you know?
Yeah, she did that all the time. Oh, goodness.
So I just see her there. Though. So she's just, I've got quite a sudden passing with her. Like it's something like an accident.
But yes, I do know somebody.
With her. Was this a car accident?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
That's
it. And have I hit my head in the car accident? Because I feel my head's either hit the steering wheel or hit the windscreen, because I feel it's my head that was damaged from this.
She hit the driver. She was coming back late night, and the driver fell asleep at the wheel and hit a boulders, like barriers in the road.
Yeah,
so it could well be.
So it's really sort of head on then, isn't it? So it's
well done.
So I've got so that's who she is. That's who she is. You seeing her, and she was connect. So you know her, but you didn't realize it. So proved. You see, you didn't recognize her fully, but you see she's got through to you there.
And then there's someone else who I don't want to say too much, but someone else I feel.
All right. Was that a gentleman we're talking about here?
Exactly, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And
I felt him very strongly.
Okay. Was he quite a humorous man, can I say? Because I'm feeling someone around me that had quite a good, strong sense of humor. And I get the sense, I think I'm kind of quite tall person, actually.
Exactly.
Because I feel tall and thinnish rather, you know, everybody nowadays fat. But I mean, I can feel kind of a slim build to him. That's why I feel the tallness with him.
Yes.
And I'm seeing his eyes. I quite often see the eyes, but very humorous eyes, glittery sort of eyes.
Yes.
It's sort of man, you say he's got a glint in his eyes.
Yes.
You know, when I do a reading, when it's finished, I forget it.
Like
it just blew me.
That reading just blew me. I mean, I was shocked. It really. I mean, thank you so much, Craig. You know, because you brought so much of evidential, you know, that proof that was so needed. I think so. I think it's really mind blowing what you do.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, well, it's not me. It's the spirit world. But did I hear Craig somewhere?
I just wanted to add, can you hear me? Just to add that the tall fella that you brought in, his funeral today. It was my friend's boyfriend, and he died.
Wow.
Funeral today. I mean, they'd actually split up, but still, I just felt him there, because although he was, how do you say it, you know, a larger than life character, he had a spiritual side to him, and I always felt, you know, that side. I felt that side to him.
I feel very strongly that I would like to give a testimonial. Some of our patrons just now talked about the accuracy. For me, some of it was just mind-blowing. Even today, I mean, the friend that you picked through and the connections, but I've had even more accurate than that. I mean, I've had incredible evidence, which...
Sheila, I totally agree with you. I mean, It was amazing. I mean, I didn't even share a photograph. My mother was not on any social media,
Yeah,
but he really channeled and he did a fantastic job. I mean, I
yeah.
was blown. I was just
It's
blown.
it's evidence Craig has given me. I came running down to tell my mother. I can't.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it's
Craig, you're going to blush. I
I can
know.
sit here
We're
all day
proud of
listening to
you.
praise. Don't you
But,
worry.
it's just incredible. It's just absolutely incredible. The evidence that I got.
yeah, it was like mind blowing is all I can
Yeah,
say. And I think I did tell a few of my cousins and they booked readings with Craig
of
and they
course.
came away with, you know, a lot of evidence, you know.
Yeah, and one
So
fun thing, when I was panicking last year about my son, Craig got the actual date of, I think it was one day out, when he would have an interview for his university. I mean, how
Wow.
can you get the actual date? I mean, it was, I think he said, oh, the 29th, and it was the 28th, but I'll give him that because we were in India, so there is a time difference.
But the important thing is to become a pure open channel. And again, for all of you that are tuning in and trying to become connect to the spirit, that's all we have to do. It's not about, is let God do the work, you know. It's not about us, it's about just stepping aside and being a medium. You're a medium through which it comes through. And
Craig, you were, I don't know how much you were connected there, as in, I don't know about Gordon Higginson, but you came through onto my Nadi reading. They, you were
was I in
connected
your
to,
Nadi reading?
yeah, you
Cool.
were, they were like, oh, were you following someone from the UK? And it's somebody called Craig, you know, they don't,
oh my
you know what it's like.
goodness.
And
Wow.
I said,
Oh my
yeah, it's one of the
goodness.
people, he's one of the masters that I follow. So I've got evidential proof of you being there 4,000 years ago, or whatever it was.
Wow,
Your
they saw
reading.
it 4,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Tell me more. What did they say? So we're recording now. So when I'm speaking, you can all see my face, can you? That's what you're seeing mainly? Okay, because it goes, I've got it on speaker view. I'll see your faces popping up sometime. So this evening, smaller group, which is great. So I like, you know, it's better for you because the less of you, the better. We can interact more. So tonight I'm going to do some mediumship again, which is you know, let's get that clear what it is for those of you that have come on before, haven't come on before. So it's mediumship is always about the communication with the spirit. It's not about psychic readings about what's going on in my life. Will I win the lottery and things? It's more about, you know, giving you some proof of life after death. And it's important when we do this that you interact with me as best you can. It's important to hear your voice. I'll only be able to do those that got screens turned on, really, because I need your face as well. So we need the interaction with people in order to do this. So if you don't want to have a message, just keep your screen off. That's fine. You just want to watch. And what I'll be doing is giving some proofs of life after death. Now, when we do that, the important thing is that I try to give you some evidence. Most 90% of it, I hope, will be on target. Sometimes bits will be off, but, you know, bear with me on things sometimes. Sometimes you get a message and you get a bit of the message and you don't understand it fully until you've got to the end of it and you suddenly think, ah, that makes sense, you know. So it's always an experiment when we do mediumship. You know, those mediums that were always going to get bang, 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 get 100% right. Well, I would be a bit uncertain with that, really, because it's not quite how it works. It's a blending of my thoughts with the spirit and them connecting with me. But more importantly, also, it's a blending of your thoughts with the spirit, because mediumship works with all of us. You see, we all connect into it. What we do is we're creating a sort of a collection of thoughts between us that go up like a cloud, and the spirit world and the spirit helpers can join into that. And it all works collectively. This is what we would call the conditions within spiritualism, I suppose, that we get the conditions right, that we get the energy right, so that we can all kind of blend into it. And you might find when we're doing this also that you may also feel your loved ones in spirit coming close to you. You know, even if I'm not talking to you, you can sometimes still feel them because the connection happens inwardly. That the connection happens mind to mind. It happens with like like a telepathy in some ways, you know. And I feel them, and I'll get their thoughts, and I won't necessarily always hear them like, you know, like you will on a telephone line where the person's telling you things like you're getting a thought, you're getting a feeling about it, you're getting a sense of the character, the personality, you know, you're getting a feeling of their likes, their dislikes. I get a lot of feelings of their passing conditions sometimes, so I feel that in my body and things like that. So, and when we put all this together, all these elements of clairsentience, which is like the sensing of their physical body and their personality and things, their clairaudience, which is when sometimes you hear the words and you hear the voice and you hear a phrase or you hear a song or something like that that's relevant, or the clairvoyance, where you might be given pictures and images, you know, and all sorts of other things sometimes as well that come into it. But we bring it all together, and hopefully I'm able to give you a picture of the people you love in spirit. But it requires your input too, in that I need your voice always, because that acts as a vibration connection. It's amazing how sometimes, like if you're in a public audience and you're given a message to somebody and they're just sort of nodding like this, right? And as soon as they open their mouth and say something, the message becomes clearer because we've got that vibratory link. You know, the spirit world need that, whether it's auditory or I don't know, whatever, but we need that energy like that for when we do it. But first of all, I like to get us just attuned a little bit, have a little meditation for a few moments, not too long. I mean, this isn't about meditation to reach enlightenment or anything. This is more like let's attune to spirit world. Let's see if we can send our thoughts up to those we love in the spirit, because when we do this, it reaches them, you know, it reaches them and it helps us to connect as well. But it's lovely to send those thoughts, and you might also feel the thoughts yourself. You might feel their energy coming around you. You will feel, and you might pick things up yourself, because we're all mediums at some extent. You know, we're all connected with people we love, and the connection is telepathic in this world and in the next. So we will feel their energy around them, and if you feel them draw close, it will help, because it will help them connect. And you might see something, and if I connect with any of you here today, I might, you know, you might mutually have some things you've already picked up, you know, and we might better help explain that as well, right? So guys, what I'd like you to do now is just close your eyes and relax, right? And we'll just go into a nice, comparatively short, but just a gentle meditation for a while. And I'll follow that with just a few bits of silence at the end, just so that we can just link in and give me a chance to also link in silently, and so we can feel the energy of the spirit people around us. So let's begin this, what we would call a guided meditation here. I'd like you to start just by taking a few deep breaths. Inhale slowly through the nose. Let your lungs fill completely. Maybe hold the breath at the top of the breath just for a few seconds. Gently exhale. As you do, breathe in, relax. Let all the tensions fall away. Each breath in, each breath out, just get more and more deeply relaxed. More and more, letting yourself sink in to that peaceful inner self. There's no fear, there's no troubles, there's no troubles of the day. Peaceful center. Feel yourself letting go of all worries and stress, and allowing the body to sink deeper into relaxation. Feel muscles of the face relax, muscles around the neck and shoulders, let arms and legs and torso, just let all relax. Now imagine yourself that you're somewhere very beautiful, very peaceful place. Somewhere in your mind where you feel completely safe, at ease. Be a garden perhaps, a beach or a forest, or any place that feels special to you, somewhere comfortable. In that place. Just take a few moments to fully immerse yourself in this space. Just all the colours, just all the sounds around you, sense, sensations. Place will feel the peace and tranquility can envelop you completely. In this sacred space, let your imagination extend so that you can see the brightness of everything around you. Send out a thought of intent, intention to connect with your loved ones in the spirit. Silently state your intention. I wish to contact my loved ones who passed and send an invitation to them that their presence may be with us now. They can come on that beautiful energy of love and light and everything we hold dear. So now just imagine a glowing light above your head. This light's filled with love, the highest vibrations of peace and comfort. As it descends, feel it surrounding you and protecting you, creating a bubble of light energy around you. Now visualize a path, doorway, safe space. This is the gateway through which your loved ones will come to visit. Feel the anticipation. Feel the love build. Feel the feelings in your heart as you focus on the path or doorway or whichever way of presence you feel like you want to connect. Feel them drawing close to you. You might see them, feel them, you might simply sense their presence. Allow whatever happens just to unfold the truth. Trust that they are. Feel their love. Feel it wrapping around you like a warm embrace. Might feel a little bit of emotional, but that's okay. It's very strong feelings for those we love. Let the feelings between this world and the next flow free. Take your time. Communicate with them. And now just connect. You can speak to them silently. Fine. Share your thoughts. Share your feelings. What you've been wanting to say. So listen to what they give you. Open to any messages, to any impressions you might receive. These messages can come through thoughts. They can come through the feelings, or they come as images and pictures, or simply just a feeling of knowing. Trust the connection you're making. Now just sit silent a few moments to allow the spirit to connect with us. Let's come on back now slowly. See if you can keep that connection with those you love in the spirit. Keep the connection. It helps me too. So, did everybody enjoy that, first of all? Were you comfortable with that? Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Great. Good. And did any of you feel anybody very, very strong with you?
My grandmother.
Sharon, yeah?
Yeah.
Craig, I just
See,
imagine my mum.
Actually, I'm going to go to Sharon, actually. Come back to you in a moment. Didn't catch your name because
Mhm.
you got on the screen. Sharon there. Your grandmother.
Mhm.
I feel a bit out of her breath when she connects with me because I feel that she had a bit of problems with her breathing towards the end and get a bit out of breath because I feel quite a comfortable sized lady too with her,
Mhm.
actually.
Mhm.
And real sing-songy sort of fun lady, I want to say, right? And I say
Yeah.
sing-songy because I just feel that she loved singing and music.
Mhm.
I mean, she wouldn't be a professional singer, but you know, she'd sing when she
Yeah.
did everything, you know, and she
Mhm.
sing when I don't think she's Irish, but she reminds me of the way the Irish like to sing a lot, you know,
Yeah.
and I get that feeling with her. And I get a very, very bright smile. And I say that because it would have been very noticeable, the quality and good quality that she had with her teeth through her life. And it's
Yeah.
like you know, I've still got them, and I smile almost like this because she's got that sort of, and she joke, because she had a habit of like winking and things at me too, like this, because I feel that was a habit she had. You know, I mean,
Mhm.
she'd wink with sort of fun. You know, because
Yeah.
I'm just getting her feeling and her impressions with her. Loved all the music, actually. Loved all
Mhm.
the music, but even with the musical thing, I get the feeling I had a bit of deafness towards the end too in one ear, which was a
Oh,
bit
she
annoying.
did.
I had to, so when I'm speaking to you, I speak to you like that, like I'm moving
Yeah.
one ear towards you because one side's all right, but the
Mhm.
other side's not quite right. She says to me.
Yeah.
She says we didn't have much. We had quite a small house. I'm seeing with her,
Yeah.
right? It's a typical sort of terrace type of house, a bit of a Coronation-y Street type of house,
Yeah.
you know, and it's got the small yard at the back and a kind of a tallish wall on either side of that yard. But she
Yeah.
still tried to grow a lot of nice stuff in there with her sweet peas and things around the back garden
Yeah.
door as you go, because you
Mhm.
can remember that as a child, as you step out the back door, it was a
Mhm.
shadowy sort of spot, but she put all she had a whole big sweet peas around the back door
Yeah.
itself.
Mhm.
Around the actual back door, she had them in an arch, she says to me here. And did you call her Nana rather than
Yes.
Na-
Yes.
Nana, right,
Yeah.
rather than Nanny, Nana,
Yeah.
right? She wants to
Nana.
say Nana, she says. And
Northern.
did you call her your granddad there Pops too? Because is it Nana and Pops?
My her father we call Pop.
Pops, because
Yes.
I'm getting Pops here. And
Yeah.
Pops had the very blue eyes, didn't he?
Yes.
Very
Uh-huh.
blue-eyed man. And is this Lancashire that I'm getting here with him?
No, one was Yorkshire and the rest are all northern.
Okay, so we got the War of the Roses bit of feeling I'm getting here. You see, I'm getting
But I
getting
used to
that.
live in Lancashire
Okay, this is a Lancashire
for
and the North and Yorkshire,
about 5,
War of the
6 years.
Roses. Okay,
Yeah.
I had that in my family actually, because I had my nan from Lancashire and my granddad from Yorkshire. So they used to call it the War of the Roses. So my granddad's working with me as he's talking about helping me to connect with your grandma there.
Mhm.
And yeah, sort of a roundish face she's got, actually, she shows me here
Yes.
too, you know. And she used to, when she was younger, like the very bright lipstick, because I feel as if I had
Yeah.
that, you know, even, you know, and it looked a little bit out of place, I want to say, because it's a bit too bright. Nowadays, I think they'd be
In
more
the
subtle
war.
with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have 3 dogs. Small house, but
Yeah.
3 dogs.
I think they had one dog after another.
because she
Well, I don't-
appears in the spirit world. She shows me 3. So there's 3
Yeah.
with her, I want to say.
I only
Right.
have a new one.
Okay. Have you just recently done something like a move yourself? Because she's talking about a move.
No, my daughter and her fiance have been living with me, and they've just bought a house. So we're
So
in
the
middle
house has
of
just been
helping her-
bought. Okay, that's what she's
yeah,
trying to talk
helping
about, I
them
think.
move. Yeah,
Because their living conditions in their day was very squeezed, actually. She says that because they had a small house, but I feel they would have other people living with them sometimes too.
yeah,
You know, in a tiny little house, but we've got others there too. And it was a bit the same what's been for you. She kind of understands that, you know, that was
Yeah.
the same situation that would take you right back to the days when you'd go and stay at your nan's house. If they were sleeping people
yeah.
4 in a bed, I get the feeling here, you know, top to toe sort of thing. with
Yeah,
the
my
kids and
gran
things.
was one of 10.
Okay. So it's a big family in a small little area.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And
2-3 bedroom cottage.
okay, yeah. And yeah, and she had a big old Bakelite wireless too. I see in that house too, actually.
Yes, the light.
It was Bakelite, I want to say. And she was proud because Bakelite was a big thing in those days. And I just see that with her talking to me. And she loved playing cards as well, I want to say.
Yes.
Because we used to play cards, and she used to like to muck around with you kids and cheat at cards, she's saying to me. Yeah. and your daughter also has enjoyed games as well. You know, I feel like that she would enjoy board games like Scrabble and things, which is something that people don't do so much nowadays. But I just get that she loves all that type of thing. Yeah, where everybody's on their iPhones doing it now. But she says you were playing that recently, those sort of board games I'm seeing around you. Yeah. And so it's a great thing that she's managed to get her place, because it was extremely difficult to get this organized, and there was 2 loans. I feel I had to get 2 loans, not 1. I had to get a loan and a top-up loan or something like that, and she managed to do it in the end.
She went for 3 houses. This is the 3rd one, and she got dropped in with 2 of them at the very last minute. So the interest rates changed. They had to get a bigger deposit. It's been a nightmare for them, and the house have got to fix her up. So we fixed it.
I saw the 2 loans there. So she's got
True.
2 loans. All right, got 2 loans, and it's going to be difficult, because it's going to be difficult to manage that. But she's got it worked out in a way that it will work out in the end, because it brings an income too. I feel. I don't know if she's renting part of this or something, but it brings an income too. And I'm also seeing her going abroad as well very soon, actually, as well. Despite all this, you know, you wouldn't think you'd do it just after a purchase, but I'm getting a journey. Like I like going to Italy because me and wife, but it's somewhere like that. I'm seeing somewhere similar to that with classic world around. And she says that that's going to be a great time for her. But your nan's bringing you lots and lots of love. She's saying, and she says you used to be very good at drawing when you were little too, because she says there's artistic skills run in the family. And I don't know if your daughter's got children, because she's talking about your daughter's children, I think, or it could be artistic, because I'm getting this.
Not yet. I'd like some grandchildren.
Okay, because I'm seeing art there, so I just feel it's going to come down the family line. So maybe she's trying to give that as a reassurance to you that these things will come about. Because I'm seeing somebody that will be in the future in your family that has a very good drawing skill, right? So this will stick in your mind. But I feel this will come to pass. And your nan loved Green Shield stamps, I've got to say.
Oh, she did.
She was mad keen about Green Shield stamps, and you used to keep. I don't know if you've still got some of hers sticking around somewhere in a drawer or something.
I think my mum has, because
I just feel as if someone's pulled them out, and I just see them amongst some photographs or something like that. I just see in some Green Shield stamps, but she was absolutely fanatic about those. And
we've been talking about Green Shield.
You were talking about it. There we go. I knew there was something especially significant about the Green Shield stamps. Right. So you've been talking about Green Shield. Who talks about Green Shield stamps? But yeah, I just seeing that being given to you there, just as a little bit of extra proof that she's there with you, that she's around you, and she sends all her love and you worry
Oh.
yourself to death about the family, but you don't need to, because the worst things in life never happen. And
Yeah,
there's
true.
no good wasting your energy on that. So I just want to give her love to you and let you know that she's there.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Craig,
Deborah, as I see's raised your hand. It was okay for you? Happy with that? Yeah. Good.
Oh, it was lovely.
Good.
I just wanted to ask if the name Petula means anything to you.
In my world,
Yeah,
yeah. No, I don't. It doesn't really.
just
No.
when you started to talk at the beginning, I got the name Petula, you know, like Petula Clark.
Okay. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. To be honest, I can't think of one at the moment. But thank you.
Okay.
Anyway, because we don't say we don't know, do we? You know, and so
No.
yeah. Okay, I'm going to do another one
Thank
now. I
you.
see Deborah's got your hand raised up there. Deborah, we've got Deborah.
I'm Deborah.
Hi there, Deborah. Yeah. Okay, I see you put your hand up. Did you pick anything up when you were tuning in there?
Yes, I did. I felt quite a few coming in, and they come in from my right side. I don't know if that means anything. And then just before we ended, I actually heard a voice, I never hear, but I heard a voice saying, "Wake up, wake up, wake up," 3 times. And it sounded like a younger gentleman, like a teenage boy, you know, before the voice changes.
Okay, actually, when I saw your face come up on the screen while I was tuning in, because sometimes people's faces come up, you know, just randomly for me. I see a different screen to what you do. And I was getting the sense of a younger person around you. And I don't know if you knew someone that had autism that went to
No.
spirit, because I've had a sense of somebody around me that was a young boy that would have been in his teens, who went to
Yeah.
spirit early. I might be with someone else in a moment, perhaps. We keep your ears open. And I felt as if he went to spirit, and I felt he had quite a lot of, and it would be hard for him to communicate, but others will help him. Although those conditions go in the end when you go in spirit. But I just felt that. Okay. All right. Now, so keep your ears open, the rest of you, just in case we come to that in a minute.
The voice came from the left. I felt my family come in from the right, but the voice came from the left. So I'm wondering if it's really not for me, but I just picked up on it.
Well, I don't think the difference between left or right hearing makes, not from I've ever noticed it. I mean, I suppose if I listen, I usually hear from the right hand side, I think. Some screen for a minute, but I you know, people do sometimes put special significance, but I think that's only a personal thing. Like that. With yourself, I get I get a gentleman on the spirit side that would want to connect with you, I feel, who would have been quite emotionally close to you. I feel would have been, you know, I don't know if you were married or not, but I get the feeling that I was very close to you, right?
Yeah.
But it's on an emotional level. I don't know if there was somebody that you hadn't married that you were close to, because I don't feel as if I've got a ring for some reason, right? Yeah.
A gentleman that I did not marry. Yes.
Okay. And can I say a very kind gentleman, I want to say, with him. Yeah. Very, I feel like a sophisticated sort of feel with him too, Deborah. I feel I need to keep hearing your voice with this, actually, if I can.
He probably thought he was.
Sorry? Something
Yes.
about the way he speaks. It speaks very well. He speaks very slowly. He speaks with kind of quite careful how he speaks. Clarity comes with him. And he has quite what I call a bit of a dry sense of humor, you know?
Yeah.
The
Yes.
humor, you know, if you didn't know him well, you think, that's a bit steep. You know, he wouldn't get on too well in today's woke and PC world, if you see what I mean. He would be quite, it's a bit sarcastic in the way he speaks, you know?
Yeah.
And, but when, you know, but it doesn't mean any harm by it, but that's just his humor. His humor comes like that, you know? And he told me, I get the sense with him, he used to collect things or something. He's talking about collections. Does that make sense to you? Collections, lots of the small things, but I have this
Baseball cards.
It's what?
Baseball cards.
Baseball card,
Baseball
small things that would make sense. Baseball cards,
Mhm.
yeah, that could make sense to me. And it's small things, and he's talking about his collections, and it became quite extensive. This was not just something. Oh, I used to collect stamps as a kid, but not much more.
No.
But this was something that was quite a display by the time
Yeah.
we finished, and he's shown me this just to identify himself. This is evidence, we call it, just to give some proof of himself. Right. Okay, that makes sense. And he a lovely eyes with him, I've got to say. As one of his best features with his eyes, he says to me. He's got he said I put on a bit of weight. I did as life went on, I feel, with him. And I get the sense that he I get the sense he might have had heart conditions through his life too. I don't know if you knew later on, but I get a recurring heart condition with him, like a swollen heart he gives me here. And he also had he liked cars as well, but cars singular. But he always had a good quality car. I feel it was always important to him. A bit retro with the car.
Yeah.
I feel it's a bit like it's a gas guzzler. He says to me, a gas guzzler. He says to me, and he got this gentle disposition, like I say, but with it is also a bit of impatience too. I could feel with him, he could get certain things would get him riled up as well. I feel generally he's very calm man. I'm not to describe opposites here, but I feel a very calm disposition most of the. But certain things used to really annoy him, and you've got to be a bit careful how you tread with him, because he would be a kind of a bit blinkered on some things, maybe politics it is, or something like that. I could get a bit like, if you said something. I mean, today's modern troubles in America between Democrats and Republicans, that would have been absolute fuel to him, because of his views. And I can hear him there, and he laughs about it now, because I mean he can see the bigger pictures of things and the way the world's going. And he's from this side, it's like almost humorous to see the way everybody's behaving, And do you still have it was quite some time ago, but have you still got a pair of shoes or an item of clothing of his still? Because he shows me something like a pair of shoes or a hat or something. There's something that you've still got of his.
I have a jacket.
Okay, because he says she's got, and I couldn't work out what it was. He's trying to put something on me. Okay, you still got his jacket, and this is going back a long time. This is, and he just says a long. We're talking a lot of years ago here. We're talking a lot.
He passed in.
Yeah. And he just says it's so for him in many ways he's like the path that was never traveled in life, in a way, because we parted friends, I feel, but it was kind of quite, it was like what would have happened for us. And he had a happy life, and you made a happy life, and we're pleased that everybody had a happy life in the end. So there's nothing clandestine or wrong about this. It's kind of like this is just the way it worked out. And he's looked at your life and said he's pleased that you've you made what you have of life. You've always been a very sincere person, he says to me. You've always tried very much to help people who are in need. And he says that's a good thing, because we see it on this side, and that's good, because you've been a lot of conscious thoughts about doing good work in the world. And he wants to kind of encourage that, because I don't know if there's something you work with where there's like, it might be a charity or something that you help with, or a church or something like that. And I'm just seeing him encouraging something like that for you to do, because it would also get you into the world again. I feel I want to do something like that. He's saying to me, she wants to get into the world again and be interacting with people. And he's suggesting that you do it in a charitable way. Because it's not only is it good karma, he wouldn't know what karma was, but it's not only is it good karma, but it's also another way to interact with the world at large. And it's something you've been kind of eager to do, right? Because he tells me that you used to have hundreds and hundreds of friends in the past who were very popular when you were a young girl. Okay.
Yeah.
Because this is going back when you were a young girl, so not that long ago.
We'll try long enough,
Anyway, let me pass his love on to you to let you know he's been around, he's been watching you. He just wanted to give you a little bit of proof of the next world. he says that you connect a lot yourself with the next world. You've got a lot of intuitive abilities yourself, and he's encouraging that. And I feel that you'll do a lot of work yourself, helping people you are already, and your healing work. And I just see that around you as well. So take his
Thank
love.
you.
It's there.
Thank
Okay.
you very much. I appreciate that.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. So where are we going now? See if we can nick some more for you guys. Okay. Anybody want to share with me something that you might have been seeing in your meditation there? And we'll see if we can take that as a starting off point. If someone wants to put a hand up or connect. Shy, are we?
I was just imagining my mom, Craig, but it's very hard for me to kind of know whether it's like the imagination or whether it's really her, because I think of her every day. So maybe
Okay. So what was your name? You haven't got your name on screen.
it's Aditya. It's Aditya. I've done readings with you previously, Craig.
Oh, have you? But not by Zoom though. I haven't seen you.
Zoom.
Was it? Have we did one?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I can't remember you
Yeah,
that, but we'll see what. So your mum's in the spirit, and you're seeing
Yeah.
is mum connecting with you or not? Well, let's see. Let's see if we can work something out and see if there's a way of proving that. Very, very high energy lady, your mum, I want to say. Very energetic feel to her. As I link with you, I feel that there's been a lot of anxiety in your life as well, actually, because I feel she gives me the feeling that there's been a lot of anxiety around you in your life. In fact, since the passing of your mum, it came as such a major shock to you, because I feel that mum passed over. I get the sense quite quickly. Was it quite a quick passing that we got with your mum?
Yeah,
Because,
it was. It was.
yeah, because I don't feel I've got a long illness here. I feel I've been pulled out of the world, and your mum's still quite a young looking lady, and she was very youthful look to her face when she was here. She looked younger than her years always. And it happened very fast, she says to me. And I get the feeling with her, she's quite an expressive lady. I feel like I talk a lot. I feel I want to express myself. I express my feelings. I don't like making decisions. I feel with her too, despite that, I feel that I like other people making the decisions for me in life. That's just, when she was here, she was like that. And have you been something about mathematics? Have you been studying mathematics, or was there something about mathematics? She shows me something with numbers around me here for some reason. She's drawing.
Not me. I don't think so.
Was something with her connected with that? Has she had something? Because she showed me. I'm just seeing lots and lots of numbers. You don't work in computers at all?
I could be, because it's I do work virtually, like
You work
on a computer.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're working because perhaps those numbers are like code. Perhaps that's what she's trying to show me here.
No.
No, you don't work on that. Okay, because I'm just seeing lots of things that look to me like computers type language.
Yeah. I do work virtually as in on a laptop, but that's
Okay,
just my
all right.
nature. I work remotely.
Okay, all right. So that kind of makes sense then.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all right. So
Yeah.
she's just giving me those. So I'm just trying to get some proofs and things like that I'm connected with her. And would I be right in saying that you've become a little bit reclusive in yourself a little bit? We don't go out quite that much.
Yeah.
Right.
Could be because I work remotely and just
But even in your social
nature.
life, you're staying at home. You're interacting with friends virtually, but I can't see I'm getting out, right? So I feel she
Could
wants to
be,
encourage you
yeah.
to go out, interact,
Yeah.
meet friends, meet people, make new
Perhaps.
friends,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I'm just seeing her like that because she was a communicator. Like I said, she loved to talk to people. She loved to make
Yeah.
friends. She'd like to have a wide circle of friends. That was something that was part of her life, when she was a young girl before she, you know, before she had
Right.
you and things. But even then she carried that on into her latter life. She says it was all really important to talk and communicate, and it's what you
Right.
need, she says to me, you know, because she says that you seem to sit and you think, and you do get depression, I have to say. And she says that we
Right.
can't have that. We've got to come out, and the best way to get out of that is with activity and doing things and meeting the world and meeting people, and then you can forget your troubles, and that would make her feel happier, right?
Yeah.
Because she says, she's saying to me, it was the end. She says at the end, it all looks so awful, the passing. I just get the feeling there was lots of, almost like a horror scene for you when she passed. It was
Not a
frightening.
horror scene, but it was very sudden. I'd
Yeah,
say.
very
Yeah.
frightening to you. It's like the images of these, you know, burnt into my brain, you know. And she says, time to let it go because I'm happy. She wants,
Yeah.
you keep thinking she's not happy, but she's free, she's happy, she's at peace, but she's also at joy because she was a lover communicator. She's a very intelligent lady, your mum
Yeah, she
as
is.
well. And I feel she's got a lot of clever ideas about almost religion and philosophy and things like that, because I get a mind that is not just the ordinary mind that's just beset with the normal world. She was thinking about the higher life, as it were, as well in her life, not just at the end, but through her life. So she was very much a mentor to you in that way as well, because I feel that that's how she would, you miss that, but you've got to be the mentor to yourself now. And I feel that she wants to say, you must be out in the world. You must be out in the world, people again. And that's, if you want to make her happy, do that. Right. And
Thank you.
And she says that, you know, and this will help your confidence grow too, because you've been getting a bit low, you've been getting a bit depressed, and you've also been losing your confidence, and you've been losing your ability to interact with people because of that. So get out there, and she wants to shove you like that, right? Okay. And she brings a lot of love. You were very close to her, as you know, then and now, and you have very vivid dreams, I want to say as well, because she's saying to me that you dream of her and you've had very vivid dreams. And she says that sometimes the dreams of her, she says, have been a little bit disturbing as well, but that is part of your own emotions as opposed to her trying to communicate. Right. It doesn't mean she doesn't sometimes connect you through your dreams. Sometimes she does, but she says you must also distinguish between what is from me and what is from your fears, because I feel both come in. And she says you have a dream of being left alone as well. There's been dreams of being left alone, of being left on a street or something. It looks like I've been left somewhere. I can't get the car. I've got something like this. She's telling me about your dreams. She says that that is partly emotional, but it's this like a feeling of abandonment, you know. And she said that is partly, I was there, but I was witnessing your dream that you were having. It was like a lucid dream. And she was witnessing the dream you were having, but I was witnessing that and seeing the way you had that emotional feeling. So now's the time to find new people in your life. You need,
thank you.
Love is the cure for this, she says, right? And so she's given very optimistic and wants to give you a lot of love and energy, and you know,
thank you.
Get out there, boy. She says to me. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Take her love. It's very there.
Thank you so much.
Okay, I quite like linking in like this. Okay, Deborah, let's get to Deborah. I can think oh yes, I can press view. Can I? Is Deborah here? Which one's Deborah? Say hello, Deborah, then you come up on my screen.
You've already done it, right?
Oh, okay, that was yours. Okay. Okay, so I saw a raised hand there. That must have still been on there. Okay. Oh. So anybody else have any interesting things in their meditations? I quite like doing it this way because it makes a good stepping off point to
So Craig, I think there are two Deborahs here. One is Deborah M, and she's got a hand
yes, we've
up.
got another one with a hand up. Sorry, Deborah M. Got you. Say hello, Deborah.
Hi.
Okay, good. Got you.
Hello.
Right. Okay, I can see you on the screen now because I couldn't see you because other people's faces were on.
All right.
Hi, Deborah. How did you get on with your meditation? Did you feel connected?
Yeah, I got connected. Like my grandmother, she came through and she hugged me. and she told me that everything is going to be all right.
Okay, good. But don't tell me
Yeah.
too much about it, because we'll see if we can pick up on her. She,
Okay.
I get the feeling that you're quite an intuitive person yourself, Deborah. I want
Yeah.
to say you've got
Yeah.
you've got a very good you get feelings of the future, like like
Yeah.
I do the future. But that's rather than, although we're talking about your grandmother around you, she tells me you get feelings of the future, and you
Exactly.
you get dreams of the future and things like this. You anticipate people, and you've got a very strong sense of who's good and who's bad, because I
Yeah.
feel that she tells me that in your life you've had quite a few difficult people cross your path, as it were.
Exactly.
And
That's true.
and a couple of, she tells me, she says, a few real devils, she says to me, because that's what they were like. And she's your grandmother, very
Yeah.
I love her vibration, because she's funny.
Yes.
She'll tell you it really straight, she'll tell you things that there's no holds barred. If she don't like somebody, she will just plow in there and say, no matter how much upset it might cause, for example, in the family, because it did. She used to always
Yeah.
say things, and she used to upset your mother a lot too, I feel, too, because
That's
they
true.
never got on that well. They did, but you know what I mean? It's a bit like she tells me and your mum used to debate all the time. We would never see
Yes.
eye to eye, but we fundamentally loved each other. Definitely that. Don't ever worry about that. But she says, but we used to, we disagreed. We
That's true.
disagreed.
Yeah. Yeah. We had a big conflict together. Yeah.
Yeah.
And my mother tried to involve me in the whole thing, but now I understand when you say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not no problem between them. It's just that that's the way they were.
Okay. All
And
right.
your mother, actually, who's still with us, I believe. I feel mother's still here, isn't she? She's still alive, your mum. Is that right? I'm saying
No, she's
she's on
not
the
alive.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I'm still talking to your grandmother at the moment. So okay, so we'll see if we
Yeah.
can bring your mum through as well. But I'll see if we
Okay.
can get the two of them. I'm still with grandma here, actually,
Okay.
and it will be all right, like she says. You saw that yourself, and that's more important than the medium will say to you when you get it like that, And she said, "Did your grandma have lots of problems with her teeth? Or was that your
Yes.
mum?"
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. I have a problem with teeth. My grandmother too.
Okay,
Me too.
because she had tooth
Problem.
problems. Yeah, because she had
Yeah.
to have the bottom ones out here, and it was hard to chew because she had top teeth but
Yeah.
not bottom teeth.
Yeah.
She says to
Yeah.
me,
Yeah. Yeah.
which was
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
awkward, because when she's chewing, she was like chewing like
Yes.
a camel.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And
That's true.
yeah, and she was quite superstitious as well, actually,
That's
in
true.
life.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, she would have known about all the voodoo and things in the past. I feel with her, I get that sort of old superstitions, which
Exactly.
people might joke about now, but to her they were very real.
Yeah.
But she says, if I say you're going to have good luck, you're going to have good luck. That's what she says to me, right?
Oh wow! Thank
And she
you.
gives it almost like a blessing, as it were, but she gives it
Okay.
as a magical type of blessing almost with her, I got to say.
Oh
She very
wow!
much
Wow!
believed in the old ways, didn't she? And
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
and she and she said money's been very hard for you for quite a long time, actually.
That's true. That's
But
true. That's true.
just recently, she says that it's just begun to turn the corner a bit, actually. But
Yeah.
just
Yeah. Yeah.
recently, it's been good. And I don't know if there's been a. I saw a new job and then another new job. Has there been
Yeah.
a job and then a
Oh,
second new
yeah.
job? Just
Yeah.
right on top of each other.
I'm going somewhere else better. Like things are
Yeah,
getting better.
we're kind of
Yeah.
hopping between two
Yeah.
jobs here. And
Exactly.
she says, she's going, woohoo. Because I feel that it's about time, it's like she tells me you're also quite interested in astrology.
Yes, I'm doing astrology. Yes, exactly.
You're studying
Exactly.
astrology, and I don't know
Yes.
whether a big heavy planet like Saturn or something has just moved out of your sign or something like that, because I feel as
Yeah.
if it's opened the door now. The door's opened and we're over the
Yeah.
hold you back stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
She had a habit
Saturn.
of rubbing her hands like this, didn't she too? Was
Mhm.
this a habit she had all the time? She got getting
Yes.
her doing that, and like to do this as well with things. So
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
there,
Yeah. Yeah.
and although she's a comfortable build lady, I feel that she would like to jump or dance around quite a lot. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
seeing her bouncing around. So she was quite a big lady, but very agile.
Yeah. She did that all the time.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I
Goodness,
just see her,
wow.
see her there. Though. She said she's just come in with a lot of energy, a lot of fun. It makes me feel quite good, actually. She's making me feel very
Yes,
energetic as well.
exactly,
You know,
exactly. Yeah,
she'd
wow.
lift the room's energy, wouldn't she? When she
Yeah.
came, she would lift the energy in the room, and everybody would be go away, go, oh, thank God she's gone, you know, because she's so
That's true.
energetic.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, and she,
Oh,
like I say,
wow.
she had a lot of. I mean, I can't quite get the turns of phrase, but she gives me the feeling that she's got a lot of strange turns of phrase. She'd say things in odd ways, in a way.
Yeah,
Like say,
yeah,
that
yeah,
person's
yeah,
screwy or something, and things like that. Her language was very different to
yeah, yeah. Like she
your
could talk
language.
in yeah, like in riddles. She could talk in
Yeah,
riddles.
it's like yeah, that's it. Riddles. That's it. That's what I'm trying to say. Riddles.
Yeah,
Yeah, riddles
yeah,
sort of thing. So you think, what does she mean? That sounds back to front language sort of thing. But it had its own way with her. It's her way of communicate, and she loved
yeah,
all that. Yeah,
yeah,
and
exactly.
I just feel this sort of real excitement. Woohoo! She goes like that. She had that sort of, but the thing is, she was like that most of the time. I don't know how she kept it up because her energy levels are enormous, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And
That's true.
your
That's
mum's over there too, but she can't get a word in edgeways. Your
true.
mum's quieter, actually. I know they used to debate with each other. Your mum was not as loud as your nan,
Yeah,
but she still had that same sort of joining in sort of fun that comes with her as well, you know.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But anyway, they just feel them both there wanting to come close to you, say, look, you passed the turning point. You're
Yeah.
definitely on the better track now. We're going on a
Mm-hmm.
much better route from this point on. So don't fear.
Yeah.
We're near, you know, and never fear the dark. You used to fear the dark when you were little. You used to fear nighttime. You don't
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You've
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
courage now, she says, and
Yeah.
she's saying that new turning point is good. You've got a new job, got new money. I
Yeah.
get the feeling that things have happened quite well too recently with your emotional life, because I feel there was a kind of some pretty heavy times not that long ago.
Yeah.
I
I
put
had
it
a
about a
very
year back.
Yes.
But about a year back, but that's kind of over, and you're
Very,
beginning
very
to,
difficult.
yeah,
Exactly.
we're
Exactly.
starting to
Exactly.
mend from that, right?
Yeah.
Have you got
Yeah.
one child?
No, I don't have children yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's talking about a child here, so she's talking. I'm not predicting that's not a prediction because it
Okay.
could be any amount, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying that she's talking about a child. Maybe we're thinking about that
Okay.
next, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I want to
Okay.
make children actually.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking of making babies and
Yes, because I
yeah.
think that's what we're thinking of next. I think she's sort of
Yeah.
said, I think I've misunderstood her because she speaks like a bit riddly, like you say, but I get, you've got the money, got the home, we've got the turning point, we've got the people coming into your life, and then I think she's saying next there's a child, and I think that's what she wants to say.
I've been talking about her, the children, and that's
So
been
she's
so happy.
she's happy because you've had some awful times in your life, but now it's turned around, and so she gives you blessing, gives you love, and she's
oh, thank you so much. Thank
my
you.
pleasure.
Thank
So not
you.
me, it's her. She's just giving you the love. She's giving you the love from the spirit.
I'm so happy. Thank you so much.
And keep tuning. I can feel her doing the same, you know. I mean, I'm bouncing around. I can just feel her just saying, keep tuning in too. You know, like I just meditated there. Keep tuning in. She says we want to keep in touch with you. Right.
All right. Okay.
Okie dokie.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, let's have another look who that's got their hand up. Sheila, you've got your hand up. Let's have a chat with you, Sheila.
Hi, I can't match that. That was so jolly. I think, that was brilliant.
Oh, well, you should have heard us. I mean, I was getting beautiful, Deborah, I was getting beautiful pictures of your grand there. I mean, literally jumping up and down. And it's such a nice feeling. And people think when you're doing mediumistic and spiritualist type of work, people think, oh God, it's all so serious, but it's always fun, I think. It's fun. You get a good communicator like that. It's great. Yeah.
Really
Okay,
nice.
Sheila, how did you do in your meditations and things?
Yeah,
I kind of know Sheila a little bit because I've met you before, of course.
Yeah, it's the second time that I've done a meditation with you, and I see faces during that time. Last time was so shocking, it kind of almost frightened me. I nearly jumped out my skin. This time I've seen a face. Now, I don't know, it doesn't relate to me. The only way I can describe the person I saw, she was a young, dark-haired, long curly-haired woman, and she looked like Andy McDowell. That's the only way I could describe it. That kind of a look. I don't know if that relates to anybody. I don't know, Aditya, if it relates to you, whether your mother looked like that.
No. She had long straight hair, but it wasn't curly, Sheila.
No.
I
No,
don't think it was my
saw
mom.
curling. I definitely saw
No,
curling.
no.
So I don't know why I was seeing that. And
Right.
just after that, we came out of the meditation anyway. But I do find, Craig, that when you perform the meditations, I do feel that I really relax, which I can't do ordinarily in real life. I think it's brilliant. And I don't know what I'm picking up or who I was picking up. I can't see it relating to me. I can't think of anybody in spirit who has
Quite
that.
interesting. We could find it for you, wouldn't it? Because it's quite nice that we can all start to get a little bit of connections here too. So you've seen this is a younger looking woman, isn't it? You're
Yes.
describing here.
Yes.
And she's got
yes.
quite longish hair to the shoulders,
Correct.
quite heavily. It's not curly, but it feels kind of wavy curl to me.
That's it.
With
It's heavy.
her.
That's
and
right.
quite dark looking eyes with her, I'm seeing here
Yes.
with it. So what you saw as well.
Yes. Yeah.
And come on, love, give me something we can help connect you here. I've got quite a sudden passing with her, like it's something like an accident or something like that. I'm getting an accident-like feeling. Did you get anything like that?
I am not feeling anything, but I do know somebody who that happened to. And she did, looking back now, but she wasn't a very, very, very close friend. But yes, I do know somebody.
The person, did she have the dark hair? This could be for you, Sheila,
did.
not for someone else. You're thinking you're seeing it for someone else, but I get the feeling that I've been pulled over quite quickly into from this life.
Yeah.
And I feel that I'm a person that has pursued a career, I want to say, as well. And it might have been a career in something like adding things up again, accounts perhaps, or something like that, because I get the feeling I'm good with business type things as well.
She was good with business. I don't know about the account side.
But it's like I have to have that knowledge for the business sort of thing, I feel, with her. Was this a car accident?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
That's
it.
it.
And have I hit my head in the car accident? Because I feel my head's either hit the steering wheel or hit the windscreen, because I feel it's my head that was damaged from this. And I got a broken skull here with one side of my face broken down. So I don't know if
It could well be. She hit the driver. She was coming back late night, and the driver fell asleep at the wheel and hit a boulders, like barriers in the road.
Yeah.
So it could well be.
So it's really sort of head on then, isn't it? So it's
well done.
So I've got so that's who she is. That's who she is. You seeing her, and she was connect. So you know her, but you didn't realize it. So proved you see you didn't recognize her fully, but you see she's got through to you there. And let's see if we can get a little bit more from her. She had a very sweet tooth, I want to say, because I don't know if you remember things like that.
That could be. I don't know that.
Sometimes when they come back from the spirit world, they often give you they because they're not in the body, when they come back and connect through the body, as it were, because they got a mental connection, they give us things that they like, their foods and things like that. Oh, I like sweet things, you know. So I just feel that with her. Someone loves it. It's going back a bit, this actually, Sheila, isn't it?
Absolutely,
This is going back. This is going back to quite when you were quite hundreds of years ago, when you were a young lady.
Now, be careful! Don't tell them my secret. Yeah, but it is quite some time ago. It could be. Let me see.
And there was something about, was it on the way to school it happened? Or was the school out? Or something schoolish, she says to me here. Something connected.
Sorry, I missed that. My
she
screen
said something. She's saying something about school or something. I don't know whether it was happening during the time of the school.
My God.
Did it happen at 4 o'clock?
Absolutely accurate. This is what I was just going to say to you. Please give me a clue. Her children and my son went to school together. That's how I know her.
Yeah.
Oh my God, my skin's going.
And it happened at 4. Do you know, was it 4 o'clock in the afternoon? She says to me, because it was after she she was going or coming or going to the school at the time.
No,
And
it wasn't coming or going to the school.
but there's a
this-
school thing she's on about.
That's
So you
very
understand-
much the
okay.
school connection. Very
Okay,
much.
so she's just talking about that.
How we
and-
know each other. That's how we know each other, because of our children's school.
Okay. Anyway, she sends her love to you because you were quite helpful to those that were lost afterwards, because I feel you helped the family a little bit at the time because you gave some words of reassurance.
Mm.
And I just feel her wanting to say that she's very much there with you too, you know,
Wow.
and wants to work with you spiritually in a way, because
Wow.
you know, we get the spirit people helping us from, you know, whether we're acting as mediums or we're helping people in real life or whatever way it comes, you know. I just want to say that she's there with you. She wants to
Thank
help
you.
you.
She
wants
was a
to guide you.
beautiful, kind person.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very,
She was one of the best people ever I've
yeah.
met.
Another one that had a very strong spiritual on many levels, because she would also be one that, you know, they say hands that give are better than hands that pray, because I feel that she actually went out in the world and gave money and
She
gave
did.
help, and she had a
Yes,
very
sir.
strong connection with those that couldn't eat, particularly because I'm
Okay.
seeing money going to Oxfam and Africa and India and things like that to give those things away. And I don't know if someone did she also, I mean, she wasn't Indian as well, was she? Indian descent, was she?
She was.
Because I get something
She
here
didn't
about-
look it. She didn't look it. You're right.
she looks more Western to me than Indian in her
Yeah,
looks.
she wore
But
Western
I want to
clothes
say,
and stuff. Mm.
was a cow given away in her name?
That I don't know. That would have been her family who
Okay,
would
I
have
just
done
saw
it.
a
I can
cow
ask
given
them.
in her name.
I can ask.
Yeah, there might be something like that. It might be an extra bit of proof to them. Okay.
Mm.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you, Sheena.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Very beautiful.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, I see we've got a few more hands up now. So got okay, I can't see you all on screen. So I see Jane has got her hand up. Where's Jane? If you speak, Jane, I'll see you. You might be muted. Yeah, you're muted. Hang on, I can see you, Jane. Go on. How do I unmute? You have to unmute.
Hello, can you hear?
Yep, got you now.
Hello, Craig.
Yep. Hi there.
Sorry, I'm on the iPhone. I'm not used to this, so I'm
No,
having a
I
bit
mean,
of difficulty.
all this technology, it's
Yeah.
hard going sometimes, isn't it? Oh, yeah. I mean, this
Yeah.
is working the way I've been working today. It's like I would have done in spiritualist churches. So you go in and you sort of
Yeah.
connect with people, and it's so much easier when you're all in the same room and we don't have to be
Yeah.
hundreds of miles apart and thousands of miles apart all around the world. Okay, Jane. So, okay. First of all, I quite like this idea of connecting from the meditation, because I know that there's someone coming
Yes,
through.
I like that.
Was there somebody kind of come close to you? But don't tell me too much detail about them. But
Oh, well, I won't say. Okay, there's the usual, like the family. I had that, and then there's someone else who I don't want to say too much, but someone else I
Okay.
feel
all right. Was that a gentleman we're talking about here?
exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And
I felt him quite very strongly.
okay. Was he quite a humorous man, can I say? Because I'm feeling someone around me that had quite a good,
Exactly.
very
That's
good,
it,
strong
that's
sense of
it.
humor. And I
Yeah,
get
yeah.
the sense, I think I'm kind of quite tall person, actually.
Exactly.
Because
That's
I feel
knew.
tall and thinnish rather, you know, everybody nowadays fat, but I mean, I can feel kind of a slim build to him.
Well, he was a bit portly at the end, but he must have been when he was younger.
Yeah,
I
guys,
can imagine.
but taller than the average person, I want to say.
Yes, yes,
Right.
yes,
That's
yes.
why I feel the tallness with him.
yes.
And I'm seeing his eyes. I quite often see the eyes, but very humorous eyes, glittery sort of eyes.
Yes.
It's sort of man you
yes.
say he's got a glint in his eyes.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
And
yes.
he could get very frustrated with things again, though. I've got someone again that could get a bit bolshy with people if they were difficult.
Probably, yes. I mean, I didn't know him so well. It's about a friend, about a friend's
but
friend.
He would, as again, a man that would call a spade, as we say. You know, he would say it as it is. He wouldn't hold his punches.
Yes, he probably would.
Because I've got so I haven't got a timid personality, put it that way. I've got someone that
not at all.
quite outward going, quite humorous, quite
very.
he liked to interact with the world, a certain amount of confidence with him. I feel
Yes.
he liked company of people. Do you know if
Yes.
he was a Freemason? Because I've got a feeling he liked Freemason. Does he say? Did he ever speak about that to anybody?
No, I don't. No, I don't think he was. It wasn't so much Freemason. I
But
don't
was he
know,
in
but
some form of organization where men had to
Yes.
gather together. Men in particular
well,
gathered together.
um,
Meetings
well,
and
not so much
just
men.
male meeting I've got here.
Ah, okay. Not that I know of, because I didn't know him that well, but
Okay, all right. But I get a feeling with him that there might be some, because I feel as if I've got men around me, and I don't know if it was something like construction work or something like that, or building type of
now
thing.
you're on. Now you're on to my father now, because I thought it was someone else, but now you've got my father.
Okay, because I've got a man around me at the moment who's very into building, and that's where I think the Masonic thing also came in.
That's
right. And he
that's
actually did
I thought it
building
was
in
someone
real
else.
life, not just pretend building like they do in the Freemasons. And I
Yeah,
just
yes, yes,
and he's there too with us here at the moment. I mean, I've got my
yes.
with Craig's scarf on, but I don't know if he used to wear a scarf too, did he? Because I feel as if that's something he would have done as well.
He did like scarves, yeah.
Yeah, okay, because he touches it. So talking to me, okay. So it would have be something you would associate with him. Always very well dressed, I've got to say, with him too.
Yeah.
Possibly
Yes.
a hat with him as well, because I feel like I always look the best to the world, and
Yes.
I'm a good speaker as well.
I'm just saying this is a mix up of the two, because
I've
on the
got two
one
of them
hand,
with me.
some
Yeah.
of my father, and then the other one, like the hat, that's more the other one, the tall one. Yeah, the
Okay.
construction
All right.
and
That gets
Masonic is more my
confusing.
father. So I think you've got two there, and
I've
that
got
fits because they both came.
your sound's breaking up a lot, actually, Jane.
They both. Sorry, they both came. They both came to me, so that fits.
Okay, so right, so
Can you hear me?
I've just got them. Yeah, I've got them two with me, so we might get a little bit confused between them. But
Yes.
I haven't got the name of the other man, but I might come to me, and not two names came to me at once. Then not George and Frank. Or one of those names make anything? No.
No.
No. Okay, I'm not good with the name.
No.
I'll leave that. Otherwise, it might confuse things more. But I got the two. Both got a good sense of humor. Your father's a little bit more quieter with his humor, I want to say.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
but
yes.
and the taller man, as we call him, he was very outward going, I feel, in terms of like to get out in the world and nature and walking and things like that. And I got a feeling he might have, somebody here, I think it was him, liked the sea and the boats and things like that, because I'm being given something about boats. Who's one's with the boats? That's him, is it?
The tall ones with the boats, because at the end he went to live on a boat.
Okay, because he's talking about boats. Okay, so that makes sense to you. So he lived on a boat. Okay, so I've got boating boat. Okay, boaty boat face. Yeah, he liked all that. But your father was much more of a man of the earth, I want to say, in a way. He liked like building constructions. He would have admired people like Isambard Kingdom Brunel, for example, comes to mind.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I looked with awe on Victorian engineering, right, and the railways and things like that.
Yeah,
and he would talk about that and how the navvies would have dug that out and things. So he would have been, he would have talked about things when you're out and about. He'd say, "Oh, you see that? They cut that whole mountainside away by spade." He'd say, you know, and so that's your father's way with things. I had a great admiration for the men of the world in a way, you know. And how they did things in history. So the strong sense of history. So they're both there with you. They're both bringing a lot of love to you here.
Thanks,
They say that. I don't know if you've been reading a lot of late, have you? Because I'm putting books in front of you, and I feel I'm wanting to learn. I've been learning something. These are non-fiction books, I feel, that you're putting in front of me here.
Yes.
And we're kind of learning about life, the universe, and everything, because they're kind of quite deeper sort of study with this, I feel.
Yeah.
And you haven't been a teacher, but you always kind of wanted to be a teacher, because I think there've been some teachers in the family too. And
well, I'm not aware of them, but perhaps but I did want to be one when I was younger, but never made it.
But if we can't teach, we can at least learn. All right. And I feel that when we learn, we teach naturally to people, right? Because you know, and I feel I want to say, share share the knowledge you're gaining, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Share the knowledge as well, because this will help other people. And they're giving that, they're giving you a lot of enthusiasm, right? Giving you a lot of
Yeah.
encouragement to go on with life. And
Yeah.
I don't know, there's been a few health setbacks for you not that long ago, but I feel like I'm over those now. I feel as if I had something
Okay.
that could have got in the way of
Yes.
it, right?
This fits in with the tall one who helped me when I had my back problem years back.
Okay,
so
so
that fits in.
that's what he's talking about then. That must be what it is. We're
Yes.
over it now though, and it didn't come back, right?
Yes.
So
No.
that's what I'm saying with that. And you're also very connected with kind of higher levels of the spirit sometimes too, because I feel with you, there's a sort of love to know the higher guides, as it were, the higher people. So
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
encourage you to if you're not doing it already, because I think you're doing some, but I feel I want to
Yes.
connect,
Yeah.
get you connecting with meditation. It doesn't
Yeah,
always
I
have
am
to be
doing it.
sat. You still get a few back issues, so it can be in a chair,
Yeah.
it can be somewhere comfortable, but we just take our mind and we use our
Yeah.
breath. I want to say use your breath more. Use your breath
Yeah.
to watch the breath, not to change it.
Yeah.
Breath
Yeah.
observation and keep your concentration.
Yes.
Otherwise you slip away sometimes. So I want to just draw back
Yeah.
to that. There's a spiritual teacher that works around you as well, who is Chinese. That's a guide that I feel I just want to add in
Oh,
there. I feel somebody that,
Chinese. Oh, wow.
who came from
Thanks.
a
Oh,
Taoist tradition. So somebody's
oh,
helping us there, who I think would want to help you if you want to help with deeper levels of the meditation.
oh, yeah. Thank you. Yes.
Okay, thank you,
Thanks,
Jane.
Craig.
I'm going to move on and see if I can fit a few more in if we've got time here. So it's others, a few others got their hands raised. It says, who else has got hands raised here? Who haven't we done? Deborah's still got her hand up. Take your hand down now, please. Then lower hand. I'm going to do that one. Deborah,
No.
we've done. No hands up. Okay. So is anybody okay? Jane's raised hand against the same Jane.
No, no, I'm sorry. Just trouble with this phone.
Okay, that's all right. We'll lower that one.
Low.
So, has anybody else like me to connect with them who hasn't been connected tonight? Because we've only got a few of us here tonight. Time's running, so put your hand up if you'd like.
Hi, Craig.
Suki, hi there. You've been on before, and I know you a little bit, so I don't know everything about your life, but I know a little bit about you. So I just say that, so people think, oh, he knows her. No, but he doesn't. I don't know that much.
He doesn't. He doesn't.
How were you doing with your meditation? Did you did anybody come close to you?
Just like the others said, and like Sheila said, I just love doing these meditations. It's like I've had a mini healing session in a few minutes. And like when I open my eyes, I just feel so refreshed, like I've been in a hypnotic trance or something. So even for that, it's nice to come on. You don't always have to get a connection. There is a few people. Go on, Craig. Go on.
I was going to say it's the same for me. Before I come on, I seem energetic, but I'm absolutely shattered sometimes. I think I said, "Oh, I've got to do a group tonight." I think, oh, it used to happen in Spiritualist Church, and as soon as you stand on the platform, then you burst with energy. And I think it's nice when people come together and we meditate together. We do share the energy. We do share the energy, and even people that might watch this video later will still feel the sense of the energy that comes with it. It's something strange about that. That is, marvelous, really, that we can connect like that. And you go when you go hit the spirit like that, and you go into, it's like your body will refresh in 10 minutes or less, 5 minutes. It was only a short meditation, and it just shows the power that we can draw on from the universe, doesn't it? Really, you know what I mean? It's like we can draw from. Yogananda said there was two types of prana. There's the kind of the prana that's kind of in us and around us in the world. There's also this kind of like the collective prana. It's like Brahma's prana, the karma, the prana, the life force. We can just draw from the universe, and it can re-energize us, and I think even may keep us young up to a point. I'm not a good example of that.
I think
energy.
so. I think so. Well, you've got a lot of energy. I know you're probably going to feel tired afterwards, but yeah, I think we all draw from that energy. I mean, I was trying to connect with a few people I had in mind, but maybe today wasn't the day, but that doesn't matter. I've already got loads of evidence from past stuff that we've done together.
All right. Okay. Let's see if I can. Was this give Give me the name of the person. I shouldn't do it this way. They shouldn't do it this way. But give me the name of the person that you were hoping.
There's a cousin who passed. She's very young.
Don't tell me
as
too
in,
much about them. Yeah, but what was the name? Just the name.
Amrita.
See if I can get, because my energy's dropping now. Just going to see if I can ask Rita to come. She's young, but she's a young soul too, isn't she? She's a very young-minded girl here, I want to say. And her life was a mix of joy and tragedy, I have to say, because I feel that it was extremes in her life. And yet I feel in some respects, I get a sense with her, there was almost like a protective innocence that came with her in life. She often didn't know what was going on, I feel, with things, you know. And can I say very kind towards animals and a love of animals with her?
Possibly. I had disconnected with her for a few years, so I don't know about the animals part, but let's carry on and see.
Yeah, and I feel as if there was a lot of hidden stuff in her life, a lot that she couldn't share with people. I felt quite a lot of secrets around in her life.
Possibly
And,
there is a...
So she was cautious not to always share everything. That's how I feel she was in life. Slightly cautious sort of energy to her. And very good looking, very very beautiful look.
Yes.
Particularly with her hair, because her hair is particularly attractive. And a very, very smooth skin tone for some reason.
Yes.
There's something about her skin you could have put it on an advert or something for soap.
Yes, really good skin.
I feel she's got, you know, I don't know if you've ever touched her skin, but her skin was silky soft.
Maybe when she was younger. She was a fair bit younger than me.
But she's had that sort of look to her of youthfulness. This is what I say, very youthful in her look, as well as she went quite young in life. And was it something that was in the blood? Can I say? Is it like leukemia or something? Because I feel it's in the blood itself. It was my blood was not right. Does that make sense?
There's a lot of mystery surrounded by her death. It's recent, just after Easter, and the thing that we found out at the funeral, it was related to a blood clot. That's what the family are saying.
It's in my blood. Okay, it's something. That's all she's given me, the blood. Okay, and I feel it's in my blood. And has there been an inquest with this as well? Can I say? Because I get the feeling...
I possibly think there could be, because they wouldn't allow anyone to the house. It's been very shrouded in mystery, and the only way we...
I saw an inquest, and I don't know if they were... Was she... Can I say she was buried? Was she? Because...
no one was invited to the actual ceremony. We were invited to the temple afterwards.
Yeah, because I just get this feeling that... I don't know if they were talking about trying to exhume her, were they? Because I just get the feeling there was some big medical question mark around this. And I get the
very possible
bit of a cover-up, because I get the sense that this blood clot was caused by a drug, right?
Possibly.
And there's some question marks around it. And you said mystery or secrets around it, because I'm getting this is the feeling she was giving me right at the beginning. You know, I'll get this for not telling everything. It's like there's something hidden. There's something I couldn't talk about. And I think she's kind of reluctant to talk about, because in a way you've got to let it go. And the family's, I don't think, going to gain anything from worrying about these things. But from the evidential point of view, to prove who she is, I feel I want to just say to her, I feel I want to say that she's safe, she's well, she's here. And although there might have been something untoward about her death because of these things that we mentioned, because there was something untoward, nonetheless, your time is your time.
Yes,
she says to me. And we have to kind of accept that, because if she hadn't gone with that, she'd have gone with something else. God had called her, you could say.
I truly believe that. Yes, it was her time.
And that sort of acceptance gives us a sort of a more able to cope here in the earth side, because I think there was a lot of distress about her death.
Yes, and even though I hadn't seen her for a fair number of years, it really it really impacted me. I really felt her passing, and I was questioning, why is it affecting me so much personally? Because it's not as if I was her closest cousin. There were others, but yeah, it's just
I
been
think
an
in some ways
interesting
you could
one.
see yourself in her. You could see, you know, I think it made you question, because she died young, you know,
Yes.
and you're still pretty young. So
Oh, thanks, Craig.
yeah, well, so you're thinking, you know, what have I gone? I think it was a question that made you question your mortality, as
Possibly,
death
yes.
oftenly does. And I feel there's quite a strong spiritual connection between the two of you, as well.
Yes, yeah. We share the same great grandparents, so
Yeah, but spiritually, you've got a very similar mindset, and I feel she was a very kind person, and she wanted to do some good in the world. And I feel that she was a late, you know, a lady that wanted to understand the meaning and purpose of our life here and why we're here, and find meaning. You know, she was looking for those things all the time. And although we find it in the spirit up to a point, we need to find it also in life. You know, but her life was a bit of a quest, and I feel she wants to say to you, keep looking, keep searching for the meaning, because you're reading a lot, you're researching a lot, you're meeting spiritually minded people too. I don't know if
yes.
you've been to see somebody like a spiritual guru. So I've seen a female one. You haven't been to see someone like Amma or somebody like that. I'm seeing here, because I feel somebody's female spiritual teacher would be good for you. Okay.
Not a female.
Mother
I was working
Meera
with
or some.
I was working with a healer in India recently, but that was all like on a course. I went to see Sharavana Baba last year.
No, I'm seeing a female person actually. So that
Okay.
might come your way. That might come your way. I'm
Yes.
seeing a female person, not to be a guru, but to be another
Guide.
darshan, as it were, a guide. Some and when we see highly evolved spiritual people, it rubs off on us, you know.
Oh,
And
definitely.
so I feel that's happening with you up to.
Mhm.
Okay, so do take her love that she's there in the spirit, and
Oh,
my energy's dropped quite a lot now, so I'll have to stop the mediumship for all of you. But I can take some questions if anybody wants, or interactions with people, or any questions you might have. Any of you that want to sort of ask about any of the things that we do like this, you know, of your own personal development and as well. So, yeah, okay, thanks, Suki.
Thank you. Sheila's got her hand up.
Yeah,
I have, yeah, always have to butt in. You know, Craig, you did a very good meditation, which I bought from you, doing the Kundalini and everything in that. I was wondering, you are planning to do another meditation similar to what you did today, because I totally agree with Suki. I mean, it's just incredible that I can't seem to calm down. Even at night, you know, I have to use the iPad or something sometimes. However, why is it that when you speak, I don't want to say when you speak, I fall asleep, because that's really, but you know what I mean, Craig, you
Yeah,
Uh,
know. There's a bit of use of language actually, because I do use sort of suggestive language, which is not hypnotic, but it has a little bit of NLP type of quality to it. I try to use that a little bit to help your unconscious mind sort of engage. But yeah, if you like the meditations, well, one of the things on the Craig and Jane show, I've said to Jane, let's have a healing meditation at the end of each part of the show. So we're going to bring some meditations on there. I don't think I should, you know, I don't want to be charging people for meditation so much. So, I mean, those that are on the patrons, I could do some regulars there, or put some regular meditations up that you can listen to. That might be a great idea actually, to put a few of those up on the patron pages and on the members pages for YouTube. I can't overload, if I put those up on my channel, as it were, it kind of trips up the algorithm a bit, because it starts to think, oh, this is a meditation channel. So, but I'll put some up, Sheila. I think that might be quite a nice idea, because I quite like doing them as well, and they're you know, they're quite relaxing. Or we could do a few Zoom ones if you like, and those can be free when people come in on that.
Yeah,
We could
I
do a
think
few
they're
of
very
those.
beneficial. And as I always say, in the crazy world that we're living in, it's just so fabulous that, you know, I found someone who can do this to me. it's just so difficult. We're all searching all the time.
Yeah,
for
but they're not.
things.
They're guided
So it's
meditations
the,
as opposed
you
to
know, the last
meditation.
time this happened to me, I think it would have been, well, long before I was married. So it was doing a yoga session that a friend of mine told me to go to. That was a long, long, long time ago. And those of you who've had children, etc., they just razzle your head after a while. So it took me many, many, many years later. So this is why I'm saying I think it's working for me.
Yeah.
It would be
Well, I'll
good.
always do the meditations on these monthly. I'm trying to do a monthly sort of workshop type thing. So this is what they are. They're part demonstration, but part workshop. Also, you know, anyone that's coming onto them like this today, I like to encourage, if you pick something up, like we tried to, like you did, it happened to be for you, but we might have found that for someone else there today. I mean, it's like I used to run a circle, you see, spiritualist circle. We'd always do a meditation first. Then we do a period where you just deeply go for quite a long period of time into a meditation to connect with the spirit world. You know, we do a few minutes on this, but it could be 15, 20 minutes or sometimes in those ones. And then we get very, very deep and start to sort of just see what we're picking up and what's come to us. And we used to find that like the spirit guides would come close in those circles, and they would go around all of us, and all of us would get a message from somebody. We'd all see this person that had come, and each of us had got an independent message, which gave us proof that it was a circle guide. And I even knew a group of people that had another circle running in Andover, and he'd say to us, no, I'm going to go over to the Andover group and give them a same message, ring them up, and you've got the same message between you. And for us, and they got the same sort of messages. And so it was really interesting because it was like the circles were working together as well, like that. The spirit world was simultaneously working. And so when you do the meditations like that, and it's amazing how deep you can go. And sadly, spiritualism, as it were, because that's kind of based around spiritualist ideas, spiritualism's kind of fallen by the wayside nowadays. When you see spiritualist church, it's almost laughable. It's so poor, unfortunately. It would be lovely to get some of these meditation groups going, actually, and even connect with other meditation groups. So who knows, we might be able to build, certainly this will be going regular, you know, because I like the idea of being able to work mediumistically with people, and I like working with a group. And I can't do mediumistic readings on Zoom most of the time because it's just so time consuming, because there's the tuning in, there's doing the reading, there's the tuning out. That takes big chunks out of the day, and it's quite difficult. You can't always be guaranteed to be able to do it too, because you're very, 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 very draining. So little groups like this are fantastic. And I'll try to do a little bit on the patrons again, actually, because those little Zoom groups are great too. And I'll put a few extra meditations up too, so that you've got some, maybe put all on a page somewhere so you can go and connect to them, find all the different ones.
Great, thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you.
Another
Craig,
question.
I just have one question, Craig. I see you started like a YouTube kind of channel also that's, you know, you can join, and then you have the patrons. So just wondering, like, you know, what are the differences, if you can just maybe just recap that.
The YouTube channel is more like just extras, things like that. So
Right.
videos, and the patrons, I trying to build a bit of a community on the patrons. So like Sheila, who you saw come up as a patron, a couple of others are patrons.
I
here.
am.
Yeah, okie dokie. Yeah, Suki is a patron. So I can then have little groups on the page. So if you come in on the patrons, then those are where I am
on the patrons, but I'm just wondering whether
watch out, and I'll put some stuff on the patrons for us to do some more bits and pieces. I do remember you now, actually. It's because you got the earphones on, I didn't recognize you. But I do remember.
I've done several readings, actually.
Yes, we've done some. I didn't recognize you first off, but anyway,
no problem. I think we did telephonically a few, like, you know, just I think that was my first reading with you, which was way back in 2020.
Okay. But when I do a reading, when it's finished, I forget it. Like
it just blew me.
I look at the video,
reading just blew me. I mean, I was shocked. It really. I mean, thank you so much, Craig. You know, because you brought so much of evidential, you know, that proof that was so needed. I think so. I think it's really mind blowing what you do.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, well, it's not me; it's the spirit world. But I think it is such a holy thing. Really, I mean, it's such an important thing. It's so rare nowadays, unfortunately. Everybody seems to be mediums now, but nobody actually does it. Because spiritualism's struggling so much, because you know, who's going to go to a spiritualist church and demonstrate in a spiritualist church, and you don't even get your expenses when you could do it this way. So it's sad, but it's just the way the world's changed so much. But hopefully it will flower again online, and we can do this type of thing. Took me a long time to be able to work out how to do it online. You know, it's quite hard doing it this way compared to when
I know Jane doesn't, right? Jane does in-person
Jane does
readings.
only in person. She's very old-fashioned with it, and I think it's great because there's not many mediums that do that. So when people come to see Jane, it's absolutely, sometimes for people, it's absolutely life transforming. Absolutely.
I'd love to do a reading with her. Maybe if I get to go to the UK, I'll try to do
come
that.
to the UK, let us know and email us in advance, and
I will.
But but see, mediumship's a beautiful thing, really. I mean, for some people, I mean, most of you here have been, you know, interested, and but you're not being desperate. And sometimes for some people, when they're lost a child in a car accident or something, or had terrible things happen to them in their lives, you know, and the suffering that some people carry with them, and they don't tell anybody, they don't speak about it. It can be mediumship is so
it's transforming.
such an important thing, as healing is too. Actually, healing's another one that can change people's lives. And anyway, and I just thank you all for joining.
Thank you so
with me.
much for your
take any last questions if
time.
anybody wants to. Did I hear a break somewhere?
I just wanted to add, can you hear me? Just to add that the tall fella that you brought in, his funeral today. It was my friend's boyfriend, and he died. Funeral today. I mean, they'd actually split up, but still, I just felt him there, because although he was, how do you say it, you know, a larger than life character, he had a spiritual side to him, and I always felt, you know, that side. I felt that side to him.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
But he came through.
Yeah, I mean, that's not the first time someone's come through when it's been their funeral. I mean, I've had people come through from the spirit, and I remember actually saying to someone, I think I mentioned it before, oh, they got me laid on the slab and they're shaving me, and that was he was actually having that at the funeral parlor. They just come from the funeral parlor to the spiritualist church, and they were shaving him and other bodily parts, I expect, ready preparation for burial, you know. And so he's come through today as he's being, you know, so it proves that, you know, people talk a lot about, oh, if they crossed over and how long does it take? Just instant. Once you're in the spirit world, it's like, for most people, I think you just wake up, you know, and think, wow, what's happened? It's amazing. I'm alive, you know. And they see their own funerals and everything, you know, the sadness as well, but also an underlying joy, I think, of knowing that, you know, because he came through with I felt a very good, cheerful feeling with him, actually.
Yeah.
You know, it's but I'll put this video up, and you can always share the link with those people if they want, if they're ready for it. You know, it's not always easy. You can't push these things on people.
Yes.
Maybe
Did you get a recording of this screen?
Yeah, I'll put a recording up on the Patreon page, and I'll put it in the I'll put it also in the YouTube members area type of thing. But I'm not going to put it up for everybody.
That'll be great.
I think I think in a small amount, those who want to find it can get, you know, the benefit from it as well. So I also think it's important when you're doing it like this, particularly, and you're given evidence and proof of survival, that needs to be seen by people too. But it's not always necessarily seen by everybody, is it? It's seen by those that have ears to hear, and so on. You know, it's like.
And Craig, on that note, I think I've talked to you about this before. I feel very strongly that I would like to give a testimonial. Some of our patrons just now talked about the accuracy. For me, some of it was just mind-blowing. Even today, I mean, the friend that you picked through and the connections, but I've had even more accurate than that. I mean, I've had incredible evidence, which...
Sheila, I totally agree with you. I mean, it was amazing. I mean, I didn't even share a photograph. My mother was not on any social media. But he really channeled, and he did a fantastic job. I mean, I was blown. I was just blown.
It's just blown. Aditya, may I quickly ask you, where are you calling from? Where are you calling?
I'm in Mumbai, Bombay.
You're in Mumbai. Okay, because I stay in Gurgaon.
Gurgaon. Okay.
So that's why I was asking. So the evidence Craig has given me, I came running down to tell my mother. I can't.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it's
Craig, you're going to blush.
I can sit here all day listening to praise. Don't you worry.
It's just incredible. It's just absolutely incredible, the evidence that I got.
yeah, it was like mind blowing is all I can
Yeah.
say. And I think I did tell a few of my cousins, and they booked readings with Craig,
Of
and they
course.
came away with, you know, a lot of evidence, you know.
Yeah, and one
So
fun thing, when I was panicking last year about my son, Craig got the actual date of, I think it was one day out, when he would have an interview for his university. I mean, how
Wow.
can you get the actual date? I mean, it was, I think he said, oh, the 29th, and it was the 28th, but I'll give him that because we were in India, so there is a time difference. I'll
Yeah.
forgive him. But how accurate was that? And subsequently, my son got that, and then he got another one. Craig knows all the story, but you know, for a panicking mother who was going through, you know, is he going to get into university or not? Aditya will know the mentality of the Indian mother
yeah,
very, very
yeah.
well. How accurate can you be on that? How
Well,
can you be?
I
I've
would
got
like to
something.
accept all that praise and more, but the thing is, when you're a medium, actually, I mean, the accuracy is nothing to do with me. All I am is a channel, and any good medium is a channel. And basically, what happens, all it is it's not an act of doing; it's an act of not doing. Because I've got to kind of step aside, and throughout the
Yeah.
history of spiritualism, there's been amazing mediums. I mean, there was a medium called Gordon Higginson who would put me in the shade. I mean, he used to stand up on the platform, you know, the stage, and he used to
Yeah.
come to people and say, he'd give the first name, he'd give the surname, he'd give the address, he'd give their telephone number, he'd tell them, he'd ask them to open their purse and tell you exactly how much was in their purse to the penny. So the fact is, he was just the same, like a medium. You open up, you become a channel, and what you can say is astonishing, but all mediums are the same, really. They're just a channel. But the important thing is to become a pure open channel. And again, for all of you that are tuning in and trying to connect to the spirit, that's all we have to do. It's not about, is let God do the work, you know. It's not about us, it's about just stepping aside and being a medium. You're a medium through which it comes through. And
Craig, you were, I don't know how much you were connected there, as in, I don't know about Gordon Higginson, but you came through onto my Nadi reading. You were
was I in
connected
your
to,
Nadi reading?
yeah,
Oh,
they were like, oh, were you following someone from the UK? And it's somebody called Craig, you know, they don't,
Oh my
you know what it's like.
goodness.
And
wow.
I said,
Oh my
yeah, it's one of the
goodness.
people, he's one of the masters that I follow. So I've got evidential proof of you being there 4,000 years ago, or whatever it was.
Wow, they saw
Reading.
it 4,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Tell me more. What did they say?
Oh,
Say
I'll
you're following
say
some.
privately.
They
No,
give
they
you.
just they knew my connection to you.
Wow, that's amazing,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. It
God.
was really. I've been meaning to write to you about that. I keep on
No, thank
forgetting,
you.
but
That's
yeah, there you
interesting to
go.
know. And also, I mean, I had the similar thing in my Nadis, and they said that you are a follower of Sharavana Baba. And I thought, well, how did they know that? They knew.
They
the
knew about that as
works.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
both of you. They knew about both of you.
Wow, it's amazing, isn't it? All that seen all those thousands of years ago.
And I think it's through you that I learned a lot about Doris Stokes,
Oh yeah.
Craig. Just
Oh,
letting
no,
you know,
she is a
I did
beautiful
see a
lady. She
few
was.
YouTubes on, I think, the Barbican that she
Yeah,
had recorded, and they were mind blowing. They were absolutely mind
yeah.
blowing. I mean, but you come close. I mean, to me, we don't have access to all these people, but I think, you know, I'm very blessed to have access to you, and you know, thank you so much.
Well, it's very kind of you. But Doris was lovely. She was a beautiful lady.
Yeah,
Actually, I
yeah.
think sometimes she works with me because, funnily enough, you say about her there, when I was tuning in, my thoughts went to Doris Stokes. I mean,
Doris,
I
right?
couldn't say I saw her stood there or anything, but
Oh.
my thoughts went to her. And she
Yeah.
has, I mean, because we worked with Linda Dearsley as well, who used to
Yes,
write her
I bought
books.
the book.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
when we've worked with Linda Dearsley on stage with us, we really feel Doris bump right there with us, and I think, well, that's handy to have around.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
those of you who haven't read Doris Stokes, you can pick them up secondhand. Her books, Voices in My Ear, lovely, well-written, easy to understand books about the spirit world that are as good now as they ever were, you know. But
It was
yeah, that's the
amazing.
story in itself. Okay, I suppose we better call a close on it now. But I thank you all. I'm enjoying this. I could stay here all night.
Thank you.
Nice energy.
Thank
isn't it?
you.
Yeah,
I
big
feel the
thank
energy
you.
with you all
Thank
guys.
you so much, Craig.
Thank you so much.
Again,
And the next one,
thank
oh,
you.
I better put an advert on, hadn't I? I mean, the next one I'm doing, I'm going to do the I Ching. You know, like you know the I
Right.
Ching Oracle.
Great.
Yeah.
Sheila
Yes,
suggested it might be an idea for a workshop, and I think it would be
So-
quite good. So what
So
I'll
just
do
one
is,
question, Craig, is there a is there a big difference between that and the tarot? I mean, I'm sorry, I'm a total novice in this.
yes, I would say completely different energy.
Completely. Okay.
Because
I think I might join that then, you know, just to
yeah,
get a
the I Ching's the
feel.
old Chinese oracle. It's about 5,000 odd years old oracle.
Right.
We don't know. It's very ancient, just like, you know, Chinese culture is ancient. It goes back, they think, before Chinese culture, but we can ask it a question. So I thought I'd show you how to ask a question of the I Ching. And of course,
Thank
you
you.
can
Yeah, I
ask a
think that would be
question, but at
really
the same
good,
time,
you know.
learning to interpret it is the big thing. And I do it very differently because I do use the I Ching just to get the oracle, but then I use my clairvoyance to see if I can see further with it. And it's the same with the tarot. People could read the tarot, for example, face value. You could get a sort of reading from that, but you could full of holes because you don't know quite what it's referring to. So I used to teach people, for example, with the tarot, maybe I should do this, where you read the tarot face down and give a reading with debate, seeing what the cards are,
Oh,
give the reading and then turn the cards over to see if it corresponds to what you were saying about those aspects in a person's life. Because ultimately we have to get it from the spirit or from the universal mind or from the unconscious or whatever. We have to go with clairvoyance. We have to get it beyond what our eyes are telling us. And it's the same with the Ching. The I Ching's the same. We can give us a surface reading, which can be very, very deep, but at the same time, we can go deeper, deeper, deeper and learn the mysteries of it. Anyway, so that one's the next one coming up if you guys are at all interested.
Yeah.
And we'll do a meditation beforehand too.
Okay.
Okie doke. Thank you all for joining me.
Thank
I'm going to say
Thank you.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Nice to meet you.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye for now, guys.
Bye.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for supporting this.
you.